I'm feeling so festive right
Dude,
now.
it's so festive. What a time of the year, hey?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna jump right into it.
Ooh.
I got you something.
You got me something?
Yeah.
What the hell? Bro, you gotta give me a heads up so I get you something.
It's I got use my Spider-Man wrapping paper. I'll get real close here. It's got Venom and
What the
Spider-Gwen and
hell?
Miles on it. Wrapped it myself. It's okay. You didn't get me anything. I had an opportunity to get these and capitalized on it.
What
so
is?
There you go. Rip
Thanks,
that bad
dog.
boy open.
I love the
The little plane. No, there's a little plane on it.
That's
it's
very cute.
It's a peanuts.
I don't really want to tarnish this wrapping.
That's
paper.
okay,
This
tear
is
into
very
it.
nice.
Very exciting.
Oh shit! No way! Holy shit! That is sick.
I don't know if you recall when we first were visualizing what we would do here. We always said the logo. We wanted it'd be sweet to have a logo that would just look chill on a T-shirt. And I found us some off-white T-shirts and got us printed with some Jets Up North on it. So at least when the team sucks, you can still rep the boys.
Thanks, dog.
No worries.
love it.
Merry Christmas.
Wow, Merry Christmas to me. I feel like a very lucky boy right now. It's very sweet.
Put it under the things. If you put the helmets on top of it.
Oh yeah, that's good enough. That's dog.
Hopefully it doesn't fall. There we go. That should be good.
There you go. Jets Up North, baby.
And we're back, baby. Jets Up North. What is this episode? This is episode 17. Yeah, 17.
Crazy.
I'm back, baby. Back from AZ. It was very fun.
Yeah, that's.
As Adam mentioned last week, I
Mhm.
missed the Zach performance, the last great Zach performance. The whole So I thought, crossed my mind. I was like, do I just ignore this? It's the next game here this
Yeah.
Sunday. Do you just not watch it? 'Cause maybe that's the voodoo. I watched it.
We
and,
both watched it.
And
I had a delay, a 3-minute delay.
I know. Oh yeah, you were.
And that's the worst because I was getting like sleeper notifications, like the
Brutal.
fantasy app.
Probably not
telling me
many Jets notifications.
No, it was all Tyreek Hill.
Raheem
And like,
Mostert.
oh, sorry, Tyreek wasn't playing. It was all Raheem. He scored twice on us.
Brutal.
He has like 20 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was waiting to ask you until we started recording. Can you talk about your trip a little bit?
Absolutely.
Thanks, dog.
So we were in Arizona State, the state of Arizona. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
my girlfriend convocated from Arizona State University
Sick.
with a
Congrats,
master's.
Lindsay.
Yeah, big pog champ there.
That's awesome.
So we did those for a couple days, and then after that, we had some fun. So we went to the Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors game. It was the game where Draymond Green swung and punched.
Yeah, and you got like.
But I missed it because it was right after halftime, so I was getting a hot dog, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I heard like the outrage from the crowd,
Yeah.
so that was funny. And like there was like the play was under review and
That
everything.
is so funny.
And I saw the meme. That hit is crazy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, suspended indefinitely. So yeah, then we went to that game and that was awesome. Did a lot of shopping. Cole got his first pair of Jordans, Air
Yeah,
Force
he did.
Jordan 1s, baby, low
Badass,
cut,
bro.
red,
Yeah.
red black, like struggle bulls. Very nice. I was very excited. It was a long time
Hell
coming.
yeah.
You don't get shoes. You can't get shoes like that around here
No, you
for
cannot.
cheap.
So I mean, you got to do it. You know.
I know they're like my new dress shoes essentially, though. I
Hell
gotta
yeah.
take good care of them.
That's
So
fire.
I was just scared to like crease them at the.
You know,
basketball
I'm
game.
funny. Like, I don't know if I could ever get like a nice car.
Yeah.
Because I'm this way with shoes, where I'll always wear like the old beaters instead of the nice shoes, because
Yeah.
I'm like scared to like scuff them or get them
Hell
dirty.
yeah.
But like, I love having a pair like that you pull out for like.
And they're a
those-
nice material, so I think they'll be easy
They're
to
like
clean. I'm gonna
leather,
take care
dude,
of them.
yeah.
Oh,
compared to
there's-
like canvas.
I
yeah.
felt very, very clean wearing them at the
Hell
game.
yeah.
So that was great. And then we also went to the Grand Canyon, and that was very cool. Wore my Jets sweater there, obviously.
Had to represent at the.
Yeah, one of those seven natural wonders or whatever. It was,
Of the
it was very
world.
cool. The pictures don't do it justice. But yeah, then flew back, and it's been nice to be back. But came back, watched the game, and
Yeah.
didn't watch much
That
of it
was,
actually.
that
So
was a rude awakening back to reality.
Yeah.
Just watch this Jets game.
I know. Hey,
Rips the Band-Aid off
lowest
that you're
low.
back.
I know. Sunday scaries after
Yeah.
a holiday too, so you're
Yeah.
stressed about like.
And it's not like it's freezing here,
No.
but it is cold and it's nice
Yeah.
and warm there. And
And I'm like stressed about like, man, I missed a whole week of work because on
Yeah,
holidays. Like,
yeah.
that's waiting for me tomorrow. But
Yeah.
anyways, it wasn't too bad. So I was excited to come back and do some more podcasting
Hell yeah,
actually
I'm
and shoot the
glad.
shit with you.
Hell
so
As much as I loved having Ryan on, shout out Ryan, by the way.
Big shout out, Ryan.
Awesome, like backup host.
So with the Jets being, if you haven't heard, the Jets mathematically have been eliminated from the playoffs the 13th straight year.
Stinky
Big ol' F
doo-doo.
in the chat.
Yeah.
You kind of knew that was coming 4 plays in,
Yep.
so it is what it is.
Yep.
So with that, me and Adam had a little bit of a discussion, and
Mhm.
we were like, let's change up the format of kind of what we're doing with the podcast. It's not fun anymore. I did not want to go through the stats and be like, we lost 30-0.
No.
I stopped watching the game, I think, in the second quarter. I
made
actually
it-
stopped watching before Zach got hurt,
I made it past halftime. I watched Zach get hurt. I stopped.
which is rare for me.
I had the game on the whole time, but like I stopped actively watching.
I just got updates, yeah.
Yeah. I started just scrolling, like doom scrolling on my phone, like TikTok and IG Reels.
People accusing Zach of like faking it.
Yeah,
that
I thought
whole,
that was
that whole
funny.
scenario.
I
was
thought
funny.
he was kind of faking. I was like, dude, he might be just because he
quit.
like.
And they're like, oh, it's a concussion.
Yeah. But turns out he like fought through
yeah.
it.
And
so,
like
I
he's
mean,
still in concussion protocol.
Yeah. So.
Well, spoiler alert, it sounds like we're getting Trevor Siemian this next game against the Commanders, the 32nd ranked offense versus the 32nd ranked defense, so something has to give. But no, we're not going to even look into the matchups to watch for that. We're just going to talk about some other things today. We're going to talk about, it's the holidays, so we're going to do a little bit of, it's the holiday special. We have some fun holiday questions. We're going to talk about the tank watch now. Where are we picking in the draft? Is it a familiar spot? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then we kind of have a hidden little award ceremony later in the episode. I'm not going to say what on. But do you have any other lasting thoughts before on that Jets Dolphins game before we move on, Adam? And
Hell
Jets being
no.
eliminated? No.
No thoughts.
It is what it is. So let's move on to the holiday festive part of the episode today. So first question here, Adam.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
It is Last Christmas
Nice.
by Wham.
Wham. Last Christmas,
I
gave you my heart, and the very next day you get away. Yeah, good one. Good choice.
Anyways, what's your favorite?
My
Christmas
favorite,
song?
probably Paul McCartney. Simply
Oh.
Simply.
Yeah, that's hard to
Having
go wrong with
Wonderful Christmas
I love-
time.
that. Growing up, like my grandparents' house, they
Mhm.
just blast Christmas music
The
all day.
best.
Like it's starting in like early December. I just remember that. Like
That's what's cool about Christmas music because it's also timeless, and so like you'll hear a certain version of a certain song,
yeah.
and it kind of brings you back to like
Literally,
a
to
certain
being
moment.
It's like the
You're
Ratatouille scene when he's eating the
Yeah.
Ratatouille and he's like taken back to
exactly the
being a
Ratatouille
child.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Next question here.
yeah.
Is there something on your wish list this year that you asked Santa for?
Yeah.
What's something that you really wanted?
I
for
think we
this
talked
Christmas?
about it in episode 1 or maybe 2 or it was a very early episode.
Yeah.
But I asked for Spider-Man
Oh yeah, Spider-Man
on
2.
PS5.
Heck yeah,
So I'm
dude.
excited to get that in the
Nice.
game over the break.
Hell yeah.
That was like really the only thing I asked for. So my
Have
parents.
you avoided spoilers for that game? You
Yeah,
tried to?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know much. I know like obviously Venom's in it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, like,
Cool.
I don't know what goes down. What was I saying? Yeah, I didn't really tell my parents anything else that I wanted, so they've been in kind of the dark. So I'm curious to see what they get me.
Yeah.
My dad was hyping up something that he got me.
Hell yeah.
Actually, last episode I had Ryan Gosling sitting on the table here.
Yeah.
That was
you
one of
didn't
that was a
acknowledge
previous
it.
Christmas gift, so it's like
That's a good
maybe
one.
I'll get a new Ryan Gosling doll
But
action
that like
figure.
sings "I'm Just Kidding" when you like hit a
Yeah, the
button
key-
or something.
I'm just kidding.
That would be sweet.
What did you wish for?
One thing I really was wanting for is just a nice pair of Birkenstock Bostons. I have like a
Ooh,
knockoff
yeah,
pair
you wanted some
that were
real
just cheap,
ones,
but I want
yeah.
like some authentic gray
Yeah.
ones. So they came with some nice like forest green ones that are nice
Oh,
too.
dude,
So
that's fire.
maybe a pair of those would be sweet. They're like contributing to one.
Speaking
of,
of
those, but-
forest green, I wish I could put it on my Christmas wish list, but my favorite car of all time is a Porsche 911 with forest green.
hell
paint on
yeah.
it. Sexiest. I don't know why.
I'll get Greg to put a picture of this.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
If someone wants to get Adam for that for this year,
I have a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we can put our
Patreon.
Amazon link in the description.
Our
You can buy it.
Amazon wish list.
Yeah.
Porsche 911. Thank you.
My dream car, I guess, as we're talking about it.
What if there was like a billionaire that watched this and he's like he's
Sure.
a fan of us and he's like okay.
Hell yeah. Like one of Woody Johnson's kids. Like,
yeah, Brick Johnson one. Brick, please, Brick.
my favorite car. ever since I watched the first Transformers is a yellow Camaro
Really?
with racing stripes, man. Like Bumblebee would be so cool.
That is pretty hype, not gonna lie.
Only though I like the model from like the first movie. What is something that you could wish you could gift the Jets moving into the future? What's
gift,
if you were to be
gift
Santa?
the Jets.
If you put on the hat,
Yeah,
what would you gift the Jets this year?
Trent Williams.
Nice.
That's probably what
A clone of young clone of Trent Williams.
Yeah, a 20-year-old Trent. That'd
There
be
we go.
beautiful. Like that, or just a sick the Eagles O line. Sure.
Yeah.
How about that?
Eagles O
Or-
line. That's pretty.
Or Prime Megatron.
Like
That would be good too.
25-year-old Megatron. It's pretty good.
That'd be pretty sick.
I will, if I were Santa for a day,
Mhm.
I definitely would probably give the Jets some new turf, some grass,
That's a realistic answer, not like mine.
or maybe like a whole new stadium. You know, I'm kind
Yeah,
of tired of
sick.
the air conditioner.
Or making the legacy jerseys full time.
I like that.
That's not really a gift, but it's a gift to us.
That'd be like more if you had like a genie type deal. You know, it's
Yeah.
like one of your 3 wishes. That would
Yeah.
be one of them. It's like everyone.
You know, what'd be
forgets
funny
the
is
old
like if I
jerseys.
said, I would be like, I want a Jets Super Bowl before I die, and the genie makes you immortal. You're just never winning.
Yeah. Anyways, and with that, wherever you're watching from, we wish you a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year, I guess, right?
Oh, actually, like just complete sidebar here.
Yeah.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I usually don't. No, I don't. I never thought
I
about
want
it. You?
to smoke more cigarettes.
I heard they're good for you. And you look cool as
You look
hell.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
No, that's not my New Year's resolution. But I don't actually really do them either. Just because it's like I'm always constantly like setting new goals.
Yeah,
for myself.
exactly,
I don't need to
right?
do it at the beginning of the year.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that was a crazy sidebar.
No,
sorry.
great sidebar. So moving on now to the next most important
Mhm.
subject. So
Mhm.
we're eliminated from playoffs now. So the next focused force of action is Tank Watch, baby.
Yeah.
We're back. Now you may be asking, where in the draft? We're in the tank. You know, where are we right now? We just got eliminated. There's like 3 weeks left in the year. Are we
Yep.
like where are we sitting right now in the draft? Well, the Jets are 5-9.
Yeah.
Not great. Not great.
New.
Where are we sitting? The famous, the patented, the
all-time.
illustrious, the meant to be 6th overall spot. We're snug right in there between Chicago and the Giants. We're all 5-9. So
Can I
there's
just
chance.
say something?
Yeah, what's up?
Like, why though?
I know.
Why? Like, you're just never good enough to not pick
Can't.
6.
I know. Except for that time we picked 2, and I forget
Zach
what happened.
Wilson.
But
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that. Yeah.
So, but there's lots of opportunity. Carolina got a win against Atlanta.
Even the
so-
Sam Darnold year, we were picking 6th until we traded up to 3.
Yeah,
Isn't that insane?
yeah, with
Like,
the Colts.
Bruh.
Exactly. I
Sorry,
forgot
I
about
cut you
that. No,
off.
that's okay. So Carolina got a win. Chicago has their pick, so they're sitting there at 1.
Mm-hmm.
That can really easily be New England or Arizona's pick
Yeah,
there. They're just a
yeah.
game off. So looking for the Jets, the most realistic as of now, looking at this between the next couple of weeks, is moving up to 4. And you
Yeah.
see who's at 4 right
Mhm.
now. It's our opponent this week.
Mm.
The Washington Commanders. So it's like I mentioned earlier, the last ranked defense versus the last ranked offense in the NFL. It's kind of interesting, like tankathon wise,
That
because
is
you got the
interesting.
Jets at 5-9, Washington at 4-10. Like that, they can switch spots really quickly if
Totally.
it goes that way. So
Oh.
puts a lot of
Mhm.
stakes in this next couple games
Yeah.
here. Adam, now that we're getting closer and now that the season's over, if we're sitting there at 6th overall, who do you want the Jets drafting? It could be a player. You don't have to name a player, but even a position.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go tackle,
Yeah.
probably. But here's the thing. I honestly think in this scenario, you do maybe trade back.
That would
I
be
don't
so
know.
nice.
Like,
When
and
was the last
just
time the Jets traded down?
recoup a bunch of picks, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I've said this on previous episodes. Like I do think we have to go after Devontae in the offseason. And I think trading back gives you the ammunition.
Yep.
Like
Good
at 6,
trade.
you're not getting Marvin Harrison Jr.
No.
That's just the fact.
The 2 top quarterbacks are going to be gone by 6,
Yeah,
so
so
that
it's like-
reduces the trade down package. I think if you're sitting there at 6, I think you absolutely take like if one of those two top tackles are there. I forget the
I
guy
think-
from Penn State
yeah.
or Joe Alt from Notre Dame. I feel like you take one of those guys. So
For sure, and you take them no hesitation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's a fun scenario. That say like if like it's tackle heavy really quickly,
Yeah.
and like the Jets maybe aren't at 6, maybe they're at 7 or 8 or something, and they have to trade
Could
down.
happen,
There's more
yeah.
value there. So It would be exciting if they can somehow end up at 4th or get like in that top 5 there, because then that
would be
really
Yeah.
like starts bringing up the question of like maybe they do end up with like a top tier rookie. But
that would be pretty sick. Like,
but we'll see. I'm kind of just riding out the season now. Like we'll watch the remaining games, but it's not like I have like a lot of stake either way.
no.
I think we're gonna have like, I'm almost certain, unless they win out these next 3 games, which I don't think happens, we're gonna have a top 10 pick. So, which is exciting. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're picking 1, 2, or 10. Like at the end of the day, it's like who you draft, right? We drafted a guy number 2 and he wasn't it. So maybe
it's
sometimes
a crapshoot.
Yeah.
And
So maybe you
like,
take a guy in 8 and it works out. So we'll
for
see.
sure.
But it seems like it's a good draft class this year.
Yeah. I love draft season. It's
Me
like
too.
Christmas. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is like Christmas. Speaking of Christmas. All right. Last talking point here of the day. I mentioned an awards show. It's not what you might think, though. We're doing something special. It's called the WOAT-Off.
Yeah.
Just some of the worst of the worst. The season's been one to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Just another year of blur, numbness, just pain, you know? So we put together some categories, and we each kind of gave our nominee of what we think would be the worst of the worst this year. So really quickly here, we got it looks like 5 different categories. So first one here, worst play. Adam, I'll let you kick us off here. What did you nominate for the first worst play of the year?
Okay, well, like, it's not like, how do I frame this? It's not like the worst play, but it's probably the most painful play, and it was Hackett calling the chop block play against the Bills on the 4th play of the game.
Yep.
Which resulted in Aaron Rodgers fully tearing his Achilles heel.
Yeah, I know, because he tried to make a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, that for me, worst play. What about you?
It was pretty surreal. Yeah, that whole
that
moment.
was horrible.
The whole moment of, like, he goes down, he stood up, and then goes back down.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the report of...
You almost want to see him, like, rolling around in pain in a way, because that probably means it's, like, a high ankle sprain.
Yeah. But no, it was.
But when it's like there's no pain like that,
the look on his face, where you could tell it was like
knew.
he was done.
Yeah,
it's brutal, man. And he looks to the sideline, and everything. It's sad.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, it is. Crazy.
I always see that clip of him running out with the flag, and it's like weird, like Mandela effect. I'm like, is that a real clip? Like, did that actually happen?
I know.
Like,
yeah. That's gonna
so
be the
weird.
crate. We're gonna think like 20 years from now.
Yeah,
we're gonna think,
what
like,
if?
do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember like how crazy that was? Like, it's probably like the craziest sporting things to happen, I'd say, in the last 25 years.
Just in terms of like
just
the
like how big the build up, how big of a name it was, the story, and then
there was like so many celebrities there too. Like that was like the game.
Yeah,
that was
and
the
Jets
game.
Finally returning it around like it was the storybook season, and then all of a sudden just a nightmare, right? So crazy. It is insane. If the Jets win a Super Bowl, then all of a sudden that story is becoming a Hollywood movie.
Totally. Yeah.
So my
Aaron Rodgers
here,
will star in it
as himself.
As himself.
Yeah. That was all what
and the rest of it's just actors.
Yeah.
The guy playing Brees is like
Jamie Foxx,
Chris Pratt, or Jamie
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Zach Wilson's play.
Scarlett
Johansson.
Zach Wilson's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
So my worst play here was the Hail Mary against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's fair. That was a moment where it was like...
It was like, it's the greater context of like, why are we watching, I was going to say Mike White again, Tim Boyle do this. Like, it was just, that game was, it was just torture. And that kind of, as soon as that happened, the Jets had a chance against the Dolphins, and that would have like shook things up and gave them a chance the following week.
Yeah.
And couldn't perform. So unfortunate. And it was on Black Friday. So of course it was like a huge inaugural game that, you know, everyone was
watching. A lot of
watching.
people were watching that.
Yeah, it felt like the butt fumble in some ways. So brutal. I think I like yours. I think yours wins. Worst game. So I said the Falcons, and I was like, because I think like once again that was a game where you're watching, you're like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why isn't Zach playing?
Yeah, no.
The Falcons had no yards of offense.
Yeah.
They just ran it like okay in the rain, and the Jets did nothing with Tim Boyle, and Zach could have scrambled for like 35 yards, and that was literally the difference in that game.
Yeah.
Because they could have kicked a field goal to win it at one point. Like, at many points. So beyond frustrating. But that's like, honestly, what's crazy enough is like it was hard to pick a worst game because I initially put here Chargers, Raiders, and Falcons because to me those are all the same. Bleh.
Because I put the Cowboys because I thought that was like our worst performance on the field. We got like
I feel like
absolutely.
this Dolphins game was worse.
Yeah, you could totally argue that.
Because at least we got the one touchdown.
I think that
but-
was just defeating because we came out with a win and we lost Rodgers,
Yeah.
and then we just get absolutely like beat down
You were
by the
hoping for
Cowboys.
some hope. Yeah, you were expecting not great.
It wasn't even the Cowboys that beat us. It was Micah Parsons alone, and Dak just
That was frustrating, and you
just
saw
kinda
the
dinking,
beginning
dunking
of
us.
the decay of this
literally.
offensive line. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna vote for you here just because the Falcons game. At least the Cowboys, it was like
early.
shoot, but the Falcons, it was like I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah.
I do not want to be watching this kind of thing.
My
So,
argument, yeah, I would thank you for that. I agree
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys was early on. It was against
Yeah.
we went and going into it being like this because the Cowboys the week before embarrassed the Giants. So we're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, this is a great defense. Which they are a
Totally.
great
Yeah.
defense, and it was just not fun.
Yeah,
The Patriots game early on was up there.
yeah. Honestly,
The Bills game, this
the
Dolphins
problem
game
with this
is-
season is there's a lot of games you could put in this worst game category. It's like
and even some of our like best games were ones that could have been like the Broncos game could have so easily choked that.
totally.
So,
Oh,
anyways, worst acquisition here, and this is one we agreed upon.
Yeah,
so
we
it's the unanimous decision. You
Yeah.
don't say it at the same time.
yeah.
The winner is 3-2-1. Alan
Alan
Lazard,
Lazard.
baby. The vision when he came in was that he wasn't going to be number 2. He's probably going to be like a decent number 3. And what was nice about him is having the symmetry with Rodgers, the chemistry.
Yeah.
But then Corey Davis retires, which actually is like a huge blow in hindsight. And then McCole Hardman doesn't have a place with this team, and they trade him away, which
Randall
is
Cobb
confusing.
plays 40% of the snaps.
Well, yeah, and you're watching Alan Lazard drop passes,
Mhm.
never make a guy miss, looks
Mhm.
slow,
Mhm.
and what is he doing prior to the game? He's kicking a soccer ball around.
and eating chips. Like
It's
you haven't
so
seen clips of
frustrating.
him like eating like on
I
Gareth Wilson's
haven't.
story. He was like eating chips,
Dude's a
and
chips
I
guy.
was
That's
like,
funny.
can you go practice with the jugs machine? Why are you just eating chips right now? Like, go.
He's so salty. That's why he's dropping passes.
It's like that. Have you seen The Longest Yard?
Yes.
When Sandler's like, the one guy's like, "Can I be
Popcorn.
quarterback?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "All right,
Brucey
or whatever." He's like, "Oh no," he's like, "I'm open," or whatever. And yeah,
fucking misses it. He ends up he does the onside kick for them later in the
Yeah.
movie
Yeah,
because
he
he's such a bad
does.
kicker. It's like
Yeah.
you do the kickoff and his kickoff is so bad that it's an onside. Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah. That's a good movie. So yeah, man, Alan Lazard. Saleh basically said it best himself that he's going to be here for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
He signed a 4-year contract, but
That's actually the funniest thing Salah might have ever said.
it's I liked Lazard because I was like, oh, he's going to help with implementation with the system with
No,
guys
it's,
with Hackett coming over, but
it sucks because he's a good guy too. It's not
I
like
know,
he's,
and
like,
it's nothing
an
personal
asshole or
against him.
anything.
It's just
not like he's like
frustrating.
Trumaine Johnson by any means.
Not
He's like,
yet. But he also doesn't have the money. Didn't get the contract.
I feel like
that
Trumaine was just like straight up a dick though.
Yeah.
At least
I will never forget Tremaine Johnson getting scorched against the Jaguars by
Yeah.
their 4th string receiver who just
How is
ran right
he-
by him.
he didn't even make sense. His archetype as a player, he's like, oh yeah, he's a press corner,
But
but he
slow.
runs a 5.5.
Yeah,
It's like, I know press is like physical, but like
he came from the Rams.
he should have been playing like outside linebacker, man. He was bro had concrete in his shoes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways, so congrats, Alan Lazard. We'll have that
Yeah.
reward shipped
So we're-
out to you.
we're tied. We
Yeah.
each have 1.5 points.
Yeah, for our nominees.
Mhm.
Worst moment. I mean, ours are pretty similar.
They are
here,
the same.
So
Here. It's not really.
worst moment in the year. I feel like we kind of touched on it.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was 4 plays in.
Yeah.
And for Adam, it was the solid confirmation right after.
The reason I would have just said 4 plays in as well is because I still had that small hope that maybe it was like Zach's knee injury where it was like a strain.
Even after a big win, the defeat in Salah's voice, after
Yeah,
saying it,
you could
confirming
kinda-
it was the Achilles
yeah,
was
yeah.
was tough.
Yeah.
There's the stories after too of Garrett Wilson and he's being like sorry kid
Sorry,
and all that
kid.
stuff.
That-
It sucks,
sad, yeah.
but yeah. So
I'd say Tyler
I'd say
again.
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Worst moment
2
is obviously it is what it is.
Yeah.
Least valuable player. This is a player that maybe had a lot of hype and momentum coming into the
Yeah,
year and just
mhm.
underperformed. You can go first.
Carl Lawson.
Crazy.
And the reason
man.
I say that isn't because he's bad by any means. It's just that he counts 15 million towards the cap.
Yep.
And he plays like nothing at all.
He only plays like Will
So,
McDonald now plays over him.
Yeah, in terms of like how much we're paying him to what he's doing, I think he's the least valuable on the team. Even though, actually, you say your player, and then we can kind of go back.
The one thing I will say about Carl Lawson before we say mine was
Mm-hmm.
never forget before he tore his Achilles,
How good he was.
That
Yeah.
all the reports were he was the best player at training camp.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
like
yeah.
every rep he
Oh,
was
yeah.
winning, and it was so exciting.
he
It
was a
we're gonna
beast,
have like
dude,
an
yeah.
insane defensive end. And
So I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not hating on him. I'm
no,
just
I
saying,
agree.
like,
I get what you're saying.
it's like,
You definitely thought he would have more of a role this year.
well,
but
the
obviously-
the best argument for like Brock Purdy to be MVP, in my opinion, is because he's getting paid less than $1 million this year, and the output he's giving his team. I know CMC and Kittle
and
Debo
and Ayuk,
and Ayuk and their O-line, they help
yeah.
a lot, and Shani help him. But it's like he's getting paid less than $1 million a year. He's very valuable. I'm not saying he's gonna be MVP.
Could be.
He could be, but like
Should be.
I'm just saying it's like based off how much like value he brings to the team.
Yep.
Like, and then Carl Lawson's getting paid so much money to really do nothing. He's just not very valuable assets to the team. That was kind of my argument. Although I'd say your player, pound for pound, is by far a worse player.
Yeah.
So like,
He's valuable.
I think it depends how you like see.
I get it, and I
question.
definitely think there was a couple
Yeah.
of situations this year where there was a guy who like had a lot of hype coming in, and you thought they would get more from them, and it wasn't there. So
anyways, your player.
my least valuable player is Dalvin Cook. There
Mhm.
was the drama of him coming here in Miami before it was all this hype.
Yeah.
We signed him because he wanted to win a ring with Rodgers.
That's also not a like sad thing. He was so excited.
He didn't even get a single handoff. There's
Yeah.
I know, unfortunate. The game
He was
it's unfair sometimes. And so super underwhelming. I think he's had like maybe like 2 runs where you're like excited.
Yeah.
The rest it's like literally 2 yards in a cloud
He
of
is
dust.
stinky doo doo for
It's
$8 million a year.
Unfortunate. We ended up getting rid of Michael Carter.
We did.
Along a fan favorite Jet. No, it's not really a long time, but a fan favorite.
Yeah.
And Israel,
The voice.
Anaconda, the voice, yeah. And Izzy to the hizzy, like he can't learn to pass protect for some reason, is what they're saying, and he just hasn't had a chance to play.
Can't learn.
So like the running back position outside of Brees has been very upsetting, and Dalvin Cook
Even
kind
Brees
of
has
headlines
been
it.
a bit of a lull these past few like 5 weeks.
I don't blame him though. I feel like the
O-line is
offensive
booty
line, what is he
cheeks,
supposed to
so,
do? Yeah.
Not his fault.
Yep. So Dalvin Cook.
Honestly, I think I give it to you
'Kay.
just because Dalvin had more.
Carl's close though.
The thing is we weren't like this offseason. We weren't like, oh, I sure hope Carl Lawson like carries the D line.
No,
that wasn't the expectation.
The vision
at
when
all.
Dalvin signed was
like, oh, this is a sick number 2.
He's gonna be
like
the number 1 for a little bit.
Yeah,
when
even
Brees,
that,
because
and
Brees was gonna get nurtured back on a snap count. Remember that whole story? And literally, Brees Hall had an insane first game against Buffalo, and that was that. Like really quickly, he was like, "Hey, no, he's back." So.
Yeah, I don't know if like hype or whatever should be considered into least valuable player, but I am considering it, and I'm saying Dalvin is probably the least valuable player.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
So you win the WOAT-Off.
Let's go.
Congrats.
I don't know if I want that, but anyways. So yeah, that's kind of about it. Adam, going into this next game is the Commanders. Do you have before we end the episode? Do you have a quick
score prediction?
Yeah.
6-3.
Heck
Jets.
Yeah. Let's go. Sam Howell throws us a couple picks.
Yeah.
Huge. I'm gonna go 13-10.
Okay, that's probably like on the money. I'm
like
not gonna
it.
lie.
That's it for up here at Jets Up North. Once again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you for flying with us. We'll be back again next week with another banger. Until then, peace.
Peace.